So the recording has begun. This is day 3, week 20 of our journey here together. Um, Regarding the recordings, all two of them are already uploaded to YouTube. Please remind me before class ends to put the link inside this chat so that you all could have it. But all two of the videos are already there. Um, so yesterday we ended on, anyone can remember? Not
Bearing. Oh,
not
you mean for us?
yeah for your
For us, percent.
percentages. Yes, we ended on that, um and so we're gonna continue with that. Because there's a way. I didn't like how we did the percentages. It just was when I say it just was there's an easier way. Should I use the word easier? There's a more straightforward way to do it, and um I guess we could do it like that. Um, so here it goes. We on 26. So it says the store pays $90 for. By the way, how was your day? Before I even um, move any further, how did it go?
Excellent. Yeah, was doing things.
sound like a real PLP.
Uh-uh.
Sound like you.
Funny
I
day.
know PLP.
Huh?
A funny day, the
I know
usual.
PLP.
Okay. All right. You sound like you cold blooded, man. Go ahead, Anansi. I missed that.
I was saying it was a funny day, like the usual comedy.
Comedy. All right. Yeah, that's good. Um. Okay. So someone had a comical day, an awesome day.
How was your day?
My day. Today I was a lot of the people. It was great, man. It was great. I have no complaints. Yeah, it's an awesome day.
Mine wasn't so good.
Oh, what happened?
My head, sorry.
Oh, oh wow,
No, like my head was bursting. Like it.
wow. You remind me of one of my students. He he is one of the excited ones. Like I should say talkative, really. And he was more silent and he just looked depressed. And I asked him what was going on. He said, "Well, Miss, my head hurting." He really looked like he was out of it bad. So yeah, I hope it's better, Miss Cooper. I know maths don't
I
come
mean,
easy.
from today it's better, cause boy, when I come home from school,
Yeah, probably just needed the rest. I know he was a busybody. And
I was doing a lot of studying too, so that's probably
oh, okay. Drink water, lots of water. That helps headaches.
yeah. My mommy just told me that.
Yeah. Okay. And stay away from those what do you call it sodas and
Processed food.
um
Hello, well,
what else?
I thought he was going to say COVID.
Say
Like
COVID.
COVID people.
COVID. Yeah. Um. But yeah. But yeah. Glad that you at least a little better. Um. So a store pays $90 for a lawn mower, and it's interesting that this is lawn mower. People say lawn mower in the Bahamas. Um. But a store pays $90 for a lawn mower and marks the price up by 20%. What is the amount of the markup? All right. So they didn't ask for the final amount of the lawnmower. They just asked for the price of the markup, right? How much it actually is, right? Um, and so let's begin. So it'll be 20. The markup the amount of the markup, right, is going to be 20% of, right, of what?
$90.
$90.
20.
And that's going to be equal to 20 over 100. We know of is multiply of 90. Yeah, I just want to, let me just change this into decimal. So 20 over 100 is going to be equal to what? That's, if we have 20 divided by 100, that's 1, 2.
So in class no zero.
I ain't gonna do that. I just gonna divide by 100 and then multiply by 90.
Regress of zeros.
You can if you want. So 0.2 multiplied by 90 is what we're gonna do. So how do we do that? That's gonna be 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0. Put the 0 as a placeholder. 9 times 0 is 0. 9 times 2 is 18. Put the 1 up, and 9 times 0 is 0 plus 1 is that. So it's 0, 0, 8, and 1. And so it's 2 numbers behind a decimal point. So this is going to be
18.
$18. Alright, so it's going to be $18. This is the way I prefer to do it.
Yeah, I got it.
In general, alright, in general. Even though in this way, I mean, it would have been easier to just cancel the zeros, right? But then you get 9 times 2. But I just think that in general, this method, is just better because sometimes you are not, it's not easy to cancel out. So, it's better that you.
The reason I cancel out because I don't like these, so I just do this.
Yeah. So, you could convert it into decimal and multiply by the number. That's how it works. So $18 is the markup amount. So
That's
now,
what you can leave it there for a second so I can write the way you do.
sure, 1 second.
Okay, I'm
Mr.
still.
Petit, are y'all?
Oh, I'm sorry. Put this.
Hello?
Put this here.
I don't know if that's what the team mic or no.
Mr. Petit,
I was like, okay.
are y'all fighting that child because they screaming?
I guess.
That's just children.
Yeah, I want to know that too.
I want to know if y'all doing us something, doing that person something, because they ain't
You
pleased.
think y'all trying to kill that child?
They ain't pleased.
They just, children. They just want attention. You had them stop, right?
Give her candy, please.
Okay.
Just give her what she want.
Okay.
She wants you to hold up. I mean,
Why you scamming it to girl?
as I say, it's a him actually.
Give him what he want.
Yeah, he want attention.
Give him attention.
Give him attention. I just get them what they want. You want? Okay, go ahead.
All right, so it's $18, right?
You sure?
Now, that's $18, but right, if I wanted the final price of the lawnmower, what would that be?
Well, we have to subtract that from 90.
Not subtract in this case, because they said a store pays $90 for a lawnmower and marks the price up.
So got it?
Up, yes, you'd add it. So it'll be 90 plus 18 if you want to find the final amount. All right. But they just asked for the markup price. I mean, how much it was marked up by. And so in that case, it's just 18. Leah wants to buy a chandelier. The original price is $50. How much will Leah pay if she buys in the sale? And so that's so easy because they're telling us that the original price is 50, 80% off. So that's gonna be 80%. Multiplied by of $50. 80% can be written as 0.80 multiplied by 50. So if we do it by hand, it's going to be 0.50. My bad. It's going to be more that. It's going to be 0.8 multiplied by 5.
I get 40.
We got 40. Okay.
Yes,
0
sir.
times 0 is 0. 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Put the 0 down. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 8 is what? 40.
40.
Put the 0 down, put the 4 up. 5 times 0 is 0 plus 4 is 4. And so 0 and 0 is 0. 0 and 0 is 0. 0 and 0 is 0. And 4 and 0 is 4. And so we gotta put the decimal point right now. So it's $40. Now $40 is just what 80% is from 50, right? But they say how much she will pay, right? So how much will she buy the chandelier for? Okay. And so what we have to do with this $40,
Subtract it from 50.
subtract it, right? That from 50 because it's a sale, right? So
And that'll be our final answer.
then that'll be your final answer. So sale price is gonna be equal to 50 minus 40 gonna be equal to 10. So sale price is $10. Okay, I can move on. Can I move on?
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes, sir.
$10. That's a big sale, 80% off. If they have 80% off sale, please just get whatever you could get. All right. So Kylie buys a set of spoons online for $19. If shipping and handling are an additional, so this is an additional 20% of the price. How much shipping and handling will Kylie pay? Right.
So after that, we have to add them.
Yeah, after that we have to add them. But there they don't want the final price. They just say how much would the shipping and handling be? Right.
Oh, but if you want to find the final, you add them.
We'd add them, yeah. So that's gonna be let me so that what will we do? That's what they say 20%, right? So that's gonna be 0.20 times what? Times 19.
19.
Yeah, that gives us what? 3.8. So $3.08 is how much she would pay for shipping and handling. right? All right, 35%. So
You know the
chance,
time?
I ain't doing by hand no more. I think we get the by hand picture. Or you want me to do it again by hand?
That question of us?
Yeah, it already gone. All right, so Florence buys a chandelier during the sale. If the original price was $800, how much does she pay? So now they're asking us for the final price. Okay. Oh wow. So 35% off is gonna be what?
Can you do it by hand?
Let me do it by hand. Okay. 35%, right? Off. So 35% multiplied by 800. That's gonna be equal to what? 0.35 multiplied by 800. That's gonna be equal to what is 0.35 times 800? That's 0.35 multiplied by 800. 5 times 0 is 0, 0 times 3 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0. Put the 0, another 0 here as a placeholder. 0 times 5 is 0, 0 times 3 is 0, 0 times 0 is 0. Put the next two zeros as placeholders. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 3 is 20. 8 times 3 is 24. Plus 4 is 28. 8 times 2 is 0. Plus 2 is 2. And so we add in now. 0, 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 plus 0 plus 0 is 0. 0, 8, and 2. So we're gonna move 2 decimal points because there's two numbers behind the decimal point. And so the answer is $280. Now that's how much 35% is of $800. But they say how much does she pay? So what we're gonna do with 280?
Subtract it from 800.
Yeah, subtract it from 800 because it's 35% off. Okay, so it's a sale. So 800 minus
520.
280. It's gonna be moved that becomes 7. Put that there, that becomes 10. Borrow again, this is 9. Why do that? Oh, sorry, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry, we didn't need to borrow there. We just, because 0 and 0 is 0. 0 minus 0 is 0. We have to borrow here though, just becomes 7. So 10 minus 8 is 2. And 7 minus 2 is 5. And so the answer here is 520. Alright? Any questions on that? Yes, ma'am?
We could do a percentage what was on one of the old past papers.
Now you put me on a search.
Or you don't like know where it is.
I don't know exactly where I could like find one safe. And I don't want to search.
Okay.
You just go on student chat and go on the past papers and see if you can find one and try to do it on your own. Maybe now that you have this type of practice, you could um, be able to tackle them because they come sort of similar to this. All right, so that's 520. What did we get? These sort of easy, so let me just do it in the calculator. So all right, so let's do this quickly. So Neely wants to buy a flute. The original price is 650. How much would she pay if she buys it during the sale? So 60% is how much? As a decimal? What?
0.6.
0.6. That's going to be multiplied by what? 650. That gives us 390. But the 390 that we have is not it, right? We have to take the 390 and subtract it from 650.
So what is that 390 right there?
The 390 is what we call the discount. Right? That's the discount. So like I was explaining to you yesterday, if I tell you that I can give you $100 discount and the thing costs $400, then it'll cost you $300. Right? So the same thing with this 390. This is the discount amount. Okay. 650 is the original price. 390 is the discount amount. So 650 minus 390.
260.
260. All right, these they ask on the same
Miss
question.
Ruthie, when you had okay, like how would you know when to subtract it from the original price when it asks for what?
Okay, so it depends on the situation. So if it's a sale, right,
Hmm.
then you know you're gonna subtract, right? That's just how it works. Like sales, you subtract from your prices. The original price is gonna be lower, right? That's sales, right? You know that. So if it's a sale, if it's a discount, then you know you have to subtract from the original price. That's guaranteed. But if it's a tax, right? If it's a tax, then taxes are usually added to the amount. Okay, taxes are usually added to the amount. So
So
back,
like
go ahead.
so like when you add, it would say what is the total amount she paying or something like that.
Yeah, when you add, they'll tell you when you add and they want you to add, they'll say, okay, what is um the price that the person must pay after the tax, right? So something like that. They'll give you an indication that they want that final answer. Sometimes they just want the tax amount, and in that case, they would say they'll tell you. Like for example, here they say, what is the sale price of a set of gloves, originally priced at 650. So they want you to tell them how much this thing costs after it was originally priced at 560. So after you find 55%, you have to subtract it from 550, 560. So tax, you usually add that. Discount, sale, you usually subtract that. Right? That's the general rule. Um, yeah. Now some tax you could subtract, certain, but they'll say. But generally taxes you add them. So it depends on the scenario. The scenario will tell you. So then I don't want to continue with this. I think we get this type of percentage bracket.
We could do this last one.
Okay, no problem. So it's 55% of 560, and 55% will be what?
By hand.
Not by hand. Miss People, why I need to do it by hand again? Like, why?
Because I hate percentage and I don't see how to do it.
It's the same thing. We just did like 100 times.
I know.
All right, let's do it. Only because you asked. All right, 55% of multiplied by 560. It's going to be equal to 55% is what? 0.55 multiplied by 560. That's going to be, let me multiply on this side. It's going to be 560 multiplied by 0.55. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 plus 3 is 28. 0. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 6 is 30. 5 times 5 is 25. 25 plus 3 is 28.
I get 308.
And then we have 0, 0, 0. And the reason is because once we do these placeholders, 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 6 is 0, and 0 times 5 is 0. And so adding all of that, 0 3 times is 0. 0 3 times is 0. 8 plus 0 twice is 8. 8 plus 2 plus 0 is 10. And then 3 plus 1 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. So we have two numbers behind the decimal point, so it's going to be 308. So that's $308. Right? That's 55% of 560. Okay, right? 55% of 560. Now we're going to take 308 and then we're going to subtract it from 560. So it's going to be 560 minus 308. So it's going to be 10 minus 8 is what? 2. And then 5 minus 0 is 5. And then 5 minus 3 is 2. So it's 252. Anyone got that?
Yes. No.
Okay. All right. So 252, really? 252. All right, that's done. So tips would be, you would add that because obviously the tip would be added to the bill, right? So with stuff like this, you just have to use like um your mind, common sense to know like, okay, well, what must we do, you know?
So we was doing discount at first.
Um, it was discount, but yeah, that was discount. But then we look at sales and discount, sales, tax, tips, all those different places where percentages could come in.
So the same thing.
What? This question?
This.
Well, basically the same thing. So that's one way we can have percentages when they ask percentage of something in either discount or tax or whatever way you want to put it. And then from there, um, you have to take it away or add it. That's a common way.
Let's see. What the topic was that person wanted to review?
Ratios.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I like this one. This one is going to be interesting. Uh, this one is usually, it's going to give you a run for your money. You have to know what you're talking about. So I want us to actually do this one. This one is going to be, they like to bring these also in the exam, but they kind of guide you with it. But this one you have to think. So what is the percent of change from 10 to 8?
Number 4 or
Two.
4?
Say it again.
The fourth one?
Fourth one. What, 20% decrease?
Yeah. You say from 10 to 8, right? So I presume, yeah.
How you get that?
I get two degrees.
3-2.
2%?
You say percentage, right? So I'm thinking about 100%. So I'm thinking about $10 reducing it. And then if I move 1, that's 10%. If I move 2, that's 20%. I use no calculator or nothing. I just going based off of memory.
Right, wait, of memory.
Yeah, so I have no working on something to prove. It just look right.
Just look right, okay. Alright, so let's do it. So we want the
But I
percentage.
heard they said I told them said 2% decrease.
Mhm. Well, we
That's what
know
I think
certainly
it's.
it's not an increase, so we could automatically know that
Cross out first.
it's not that and it's not that. It's definitely a decrease. So is it a 2% decrease or is it a 20% decrease? All right. Now, with this one, the idea here is that what you do is that you take 10 and 8, right? Subtract them. So it's going to be 10 minus 8. And then you divide that by 10. Then you multiply that by 100. So the formula basically is um, is this. It's the change, right, divided by,
Percentages come like this on our exam.
yeah, divided by the original multiplied by 100. So that's the idea. So the change divided by the original multiplied by 100. Okay. So in this case, the change would be from 10 to 8, and that's 10 minus 2, 10 minus 8, which is what?
2.
2.
2
Very good.
2 over
Divided by
10
10 multiplied by
times 100 over 1.
100 over 1. What is 2 over 10?
You cancel out?
I'm just going to do it like this, 0.2
Oh, okay, 0.2.
times 100.
So it is 20.
Yeah.
Wow.
My goodness, sorry.
2% would be
Oh my goodness.
2% would be too low, man. That look low.
Sorry.
It's 20.
My apologies. So it was 0.2. Um, because 2 divided by 10, we move that once, so it is 0.2. Good. 0.2 multiplied by 100 equals 2. But we know 0.2, if we multiply that by 100, we're going to move the decimal point twice, so it's going to be 1, 2, and so it's going to be equal to 20. So 20%. So it's a 20% decrease. All right, 20% decrease. Any questions on how we got that?
Sure.
All right, 20% decrease. All right, so what is the percent change of 25 to 41? How do we go about doing that?
Well, it's an increase.
We know it's an increase, yeah. But how would we do it? It'll be what?
You'll put the change price over the original,
Okay, so the
and then you
change.
times it
Very good.
by 100, and you put it over 1.
Very good. So change divided by original.
I learned something new, eh? Mado.
Oh, wow. If I tell you how much times we do this in this class, you'll be surprised.
No, I know that, but like, I got the answer with it. I didn't get it the right way. You know what I mean? I got it my way.
Oh,
So,
okay.
learn something new.
So what's the change? The change is going to be 41
41.
minus
25.
divided by
Of 100.
divided by 41.
What?
Yes.
Wait, hold on,
Original.
why?
The change to over the original multiplied by 100.
Oh, okay. I thought, hold on, but if you put on the top, do you have to put it in the bottom?
It's the change divided by the original multiplied by 100 over 1. The change is 41 multiplied 41 minus 25, which is what? What is 41 minus 25?
16, I think. I think I know
15.
calculator.
16, right?
I get good at
16.
this basic math thing.
16 over 41
1,
multiplied by
100.
over 1. Um,
Oh, okay.
16 times 100 is 1600
16,000
divided by 41.
over 41.
We get divided 41 into 1600. 41 into 1600. How many times 41 goes into 160?
Can it be 3 times?
I think so.
What?
Let's try 3. So 41 times 3. 3 times 1 is,
Either 3 or 4. 3,
3 times 4 is,
12.
yeah, 123 is good. So it's going to be 3.
Okay.
It's going to be 1.
2, 3.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. It's just that we getting the answer that's not here because we starting at I starting at 3.
Oh,
Oh, they say from 25 to 41. Yeah.
So 45 wasn't supposed. I mean, 25 wasn't supposed to be at the bottom
Yeah,
because that's why I still got confused when I
25. Yeah,
went.
it's 25 because they say from
I wasn't
25.
crazy.
Yeah, it's 25. That's true. 25 is supposed to be at the bottom, not 41 because 41 is not the original. The original is 25.
20. Wowzers.
Yeah, that's
I need
powerful.
a cookie for that.
Yeah, you need 2 cookies.
I disagree.
25. So 25 and 2.
Only haters would disagree. It's okay. It's okay. Haters only disagree. It's
Yes,
fine.
child. Kasi uwi din lang.
How much times 25? How much times 25 goes to the 160? Uh,
You get an even number, and you wouldn't have no remainder now. That's a
um,
calculator thing.
25 times 6, eh? So let's see. That'll give us 1. What is 25 times 6?
25, 150.
25
I
times
think
6, eh?
so.
I mean
So
6.
be quiet, please.
Yeah, 25 times 6. What is 25
Calvin,
times 6?
what you talking about?
I'm in. You talking to?
150. 0 minus 0 is 0.
Yeah,
6
but
minus 5 is 1. I can't believe this happened in real life, you know? You see this on TV.
Do y'all see what I go through at home? Stress.
How much times 25 goes into 100? 4 times. Um,
4.
yeah. So it's gonna be 0, 0. So it's 64%. There's a 64% increase. Increase. Um, this is good. I like that. The original, I like that we saw that. The original is not 41. The original is 25. So that's important. Yeah.
I wonder why you put 40. 40.
That's my apologies. So it's 64% increase. Let me know when I can move it. Any questions, by the way?
No, sir. So you always put the first number first, I mean to the bottom?
Not the number that the number that changed to. So in this case, it started from 25 to 41. So where it's the number it started from, that's the original.
Okay.
That's the original.
And you always subtract the thing?
You always subtract, yeah. You always subtract.
Okay.
This percent change. Right? Let's go.
It's up to you, okay?
Okay. Okay, so who's missing today?
Kennedy.
Kennedy, yeah.
Lloyd.
Yeah, and Floyd. Mr. Bethel, he always have his days. He probably eating Little Caesars right now. What's the percent change from 30 to 15? How are we gonna do this?
50 decrease.
Say it again. 50% decrease. Wow. He come with his name.
This child will live long.
Live long, eh?
Yeah. He can live long. Yeah. Mr. Bethel, you know you can live long,
Long,
right?
like live forever.
You don't believe we just was talking about how much of a diligent student you are, and you know.
Okay, I'm gonna let you lie to him like that.
Don't buy that, yeah?
how diligent you are and focused and, you know.
Yeah, you're preaching to the choir, man.
All right. All right. So I guess Kennedy's one come then. Cause yeah. All right. What is the percent change from 30 to 15? So walk me through it. What we gonna do?
We subtract 30 by 15.
Hmm. So it's change divided by original. But even without doing the actual working, can we think about it? Like even before actual working. We know we're moving from 30 to 15. So will it be increase or decrease?
How's a decrease?
Okay, so we know it's going to be a decrease. So we know that the increase ones we could scratch out, right? Sorry, the increase ones, the increase ones, the increase ones. Yeah, these two we could scratch out. So it's either this one or this one. But is it 100% decrease or a 50% decrease?
It's a 50% decrease.
50% decrease. Because, well, it was 30, then it was a 15. We know 15 is half of 30. So
Yeah, I guess it.
so the answer is this, but we can do the work and to verify that. We know that it's change divided by original multiplied by 100 over 1. So that's 15, 30 minus 15 divided by, the original is going to be 30 multiplied by 100 divided by 1. So it's going to be equal to 2 over 30 multiplied by 100 over 1. So it's going to be equal to 2 times 100 is 200, isn't it? Divided by 30 times 1 is 30. And this equals to, well, we can cancel out the zeros, leaving us with 20 into 3. And why is here wrong?
I get 150 over 350.
Oh, this not
200.
2. Oh, you got 2. And y'all watch me put 2 there. I didn't say nothing.
I wasn't looking at your screen. I was waiting on you to go to that question.
15. It's 15. 15 times 100 is 1500.
Oh,
Yeah,
I cross out from then.
1500. And then 1500 over 30, that's going to be 150 over 3. So 150 over 3. 3 into 15 is, that goes 5 times. 5 times 3 is 15. We subtract. We bring down the 0. And this goes into 0. Cut into it's 30. It's 50%. It's a 50% decrease. All right, so 50% decrease. All right, so the answer is definitely going to be this. Okay. But you see when you're supposed to learn this? 7th grade, 7th grade. Okay. What is the percent change from 4 to 5? You think it is? Am I still there? Y'all got at me? Hello, can y'all hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's the percent change from 4 to 5?
I can hear you.
How are you gonna do it? I'm gonna say what? I guess no one wanna talk today. So it's 5 minus 4 divided by the original. So the original is 4 multiplied by 100 over 1. So this equals, excuse me, 5 minus 4 is definitely 1. So it's 1/4 times 100 over 1. And so 100 times 1 is 100 divided by 4. What is 100 divided by 4? Hello, what is 100 divided by 4?
25.
25. So it's 25%. So it's 25% increase or decrease?
Increase.
Increase, yes, because we move from 4 to 5. So increase, 25%. Increase is our answer. All right. Oh, it's already 7:04. Let's transition to bearings. All right, so
Så det jag ska hålla mig stress nu all day.
why is it that?
Because I saw in Jamaica, a few teachers died from stress.
For real?
Yeah, they say 8 teachers in 8 days.
8 teachers in 8 days, mercy. I wonder what they died from.
I think he's a stress.
Say it again.
I think he's a stress.
Yeah, that's what they saying at this point.
25.
I ain't getting the details. But
Yeah, don't get me wrong, it could be a very stressful place, I tell you that. But I think that once you get the hang of it, you have to get the hang of it. You have to put away the idea that the students are on your own. Like, what I mean is that you have to put away the idea that the students are there to learn. Like, just put that out your mind. Like, most students, they ain't there to learn. At least by their actions, they don't show that. So that was a shock to me. Um, and so what do you do, right? And then you have some who want to learn. So and so um, you have to don't take nothing personal. That's the first step, right? Um, that's the first thing. You can't take nothing personal. Um, you cannot take on their stress. What I mean is like you can't you cannot, like, when you have so much expectations for people, and then like you want it for them more than they want it, and then that ends up stressing you out because I mean, if they don't want to turn in their homework, and you killing yourself on the corner, oh what, turn your homework, you can stress yourself out. Like if they wanted to turn their homework, they would have do it, So if they don't turn it in, you just politely put a zero. You don't get it, put a tantrum, da da da. Just put the polite zero, and then hopefully, and then persons have the assumption that students actually care about their grades. That is not true. Like they could get a zero and go about their merry way, and they don't care. That's sad. I mean, when I was a student,
That's almost they sense of pride.
that's their sense of pride sometimes. So, what do you do? And I always think
Not all of us, please. Not all of us. Not all of us. Some are scared. Some are scared. Please.
I would say we need more male teachers.
I think so too. I do believe that. But I mean, you can't get a male to stay there too long. One thing with males, I mean, how could you get a male to stay there and you're only paying them so much, right? They could go somewhere where they can pay more. That's just the truth. And then men in general deal more with things. Women deal more with people. And so, then there's that. I think why I don't want to turn this into a monologue on my view,
I get 2% decrease.
but yeah,
For once, I agree with you.
See, now we can start something that you don't want, that you can't finish.
all right.
I'm pulling your leg. Relax, man.
Oh,
So 50 to 59. Oh, cool. 50 to 59.
before I do it, I thought it was 1%. I was like, this might be a tricky one. I said it might be a trick question. So let me just.
Yeah, it can't be 1%. No, man, it ain't gonna be 1% now.
Unless it's 99 to 100, eh?
Say it again.
Unless it's 99 to 100.
Yeah. All right.
So that would be 1%.
That would be 1%. Yeah.
So what's the difference?
Like, because you're dealing with bigger numbers. So, for example, 99 to 100, that's gonna be 1 over I don't even think 99 over 100 would be, because then 1 over 99. What is 1 over 99 times 100? If you have
I would say 99 over 100. I would say 99 over 100 to make 1%. Yeah.
To make 1%? I don't think that's
would give us like 1%.
No, if you're moving from 100 to 99, then it's a 1% decrease. That'll work, because then what happen is it'll be 100. It'll be 1 over 100 multiplied by 100, and that'll give you a 1% decrease. So if you're moving from 100 to 99, then yeah, that's a 1% decrease. That will work for 1% decrease. But don't mind these small increments. It may make you think it's a 1% increase. That's not true. So always work it out. So 50 to 49 is gonna be 1 divided by the original is what, 50 multiplied by 100 over 1. We have to, this is our last question on this. We have to multiply.
So you don't find these hard like when you was younger?
When I was younger, I didn't like these questions. I didn't like 1 times 10 is.
I really don't like these.
It makes you think, and then as you get older, then you like finally get it. It's like aha. 10 divided by 5
Can't wait for that.
is 2. But I think you're well on your way. So 2%. Decrease or increase?
Agree?
Decrease, because we're moving from 50 to 49. Or 50 to 49. So
It's a petite Floyd. Them going tomorrow, right?
I think we have exam tomorrow, right?
Yeah, pray for us too.
Yeah.
They
We
not
ain't
do
going
last.
because we got more than one paper, you know.
Yeah, they have more than one people.
Oh,
Yeah. All right, so let's go.
She trying to ship us
I
already.
know
My
what I mean. Like,
dusty.
That's one of the class that sells, man.
I know.
I swear to
no,
God,
I
you
just was
get it?
asking.
This class.
Just for the class or something. Hi, and Kennedy.
I just want to know because you know.
Line up. All right, so let's do some more bearings. I really want to get some more bearings in. So I feel
Yeah, we love.
like we need that.
That's petite.
She loves Barrett.
I know, right?
Love what?
She can express it more.
I don't know. I skipped another exam. You know, I gotta.
Well,
No, you
20.
wait.
How you
No,
can
you
skip
wait.
12 points?
It's ridiculous for that.
12 points.
Wasting 20 minutes on it and getting 0 out of 12. I prefer to just skip it and use that time for something else.
You could skip it and come back to it.
Yeah, come back, of course. Yeah, come back to bearings. Come back to your lovely friend bearings. Don't run away from them.
If only Bob was there.
I know, right?
I said, it's Bob the boss.
Okay, so this one didn't have bearings in it. No, this one didn't have bearings. So if you took, but yeah, this was 20. Well, if you took 2013, you wouldn't have bearings in paper 3. Did they put it in paper 1 and paper 2 though? Wow, it wasn't there at all. Okay. Wow. It's probably the year I took it. I didn't take this in 2013 though. No. Okay, it isn't there in 2013, so
What year you take your BGCSE?
guess.
2013?
No, no, I was still a child.
2015.
Yeah, 2015.
So when you take your BGC?
That's BGCSE. That's when I took BGCSE.
Which one?
BJC. I took that in 2012.
Wow. How you doing then?
I got 5 A's, 2 C's.
That's good.
No, that's not good.
That's how you get I swear that's good.
C's is not me.
I don't like C's either, but like, you know. So you talk like what? 6?
7. No bearings.
So, Mr. Potato, you see how you scrolling through, right?
Hey.
How it feels from your perspective, like to see everything and let's know you know how to do it. Like, how that feel?
You guys say the same thing.
Like, how it feel to be scrolling through something with you familiar with, like you reading a book.
I mean, it feels normal. Like it's not something I even think about. Not until you say it. You know, it's not something I think about. It's like, okay, what is 2 plus 2?
That's 4.
Yeah, like you don't think about, oh, wow, I know 2 plus 2 is 4 all day. Like you just know it's 4. Like you don't spend no time thinking about it. Like it doesn't amaze you anymore. You know. Okay, this bearings. This is a paper 2 though. So okay, they could put it in paper 2. So let's look at it in paper 2. And in paper 2, it's only for 2, 4, 6 points. So, and you probably might not need cosine rule, maybe not, but let's see. All right, so, oh, it's a scale drawing. You can't do this. It's the scale, and so that means that.
I think we do this before.
Yeah,
We did do this before.
Yeah, it's a scale drawing, so you had to. I'm bottom that. You have to actually
Mr. T.
measuring stuff. Yes, ma'am.
Hallelujah.
Nancy, Mr. T, why do you
Mr.
have
T,
to put the
Right.
knots?
Go ahead.
is the scale one better or the other one?
The scale one is easier, man, because you just have to measure it. You could actually measure the angle. You don't use cosine rule and sine rule and define them angles and sides. You could just measure. So of course the scale one is easier.
Why you have to put the knots?
The what?
Knots.
Oh, why have that's just bearings. That's just how bearings set up. You have to start from north. Am I saying
And you
that
have to
right?
put 0 first.
It have to be 3 numbers. See, this getting me anxious now. No bearings.
So that means he may have it on our exam. I dislike foolishness like this. I do not like that.
Bearings. They probably saving it for y'all. Saving it especially for Nancy. That night.
Me.
Don't say
Someone's trying to get in.
Someone
You know, she love it so much.
Deshaun. Yeah.
Your God is not pleased for falsely accusing me.
No, I'm not falsely accusing. You're just saying that they love you.
I do not love it. Like
That's how I feel with percent.
I can learn it now, mind you. I'ma learn it. Whatever the exam come and I don't get it, Mr. Petit, well, that one call over.
12 points?
12 points. Gone down.
At least put something on the line.
I know, right?
I can put my name. That's the point.
The murder.
Alright. We did this one. The Peter and stuff like that. We did that. This was when we had to use cosine rule. So it came on 2018. And when it came, it was 9 points. So here we had to use cosine rule to find this distance between Anne and Robert. Right? We had to use cosine rule for that. And then we had to use cosine rule again.
So that's the same cosine rule?
Yeah, the same cosine
The long
rule.
one.
The a squared one.
So the trick is, Albinor, when you see the ones with 4 points, you just use cosine automatically.
Yeah, cosine.
All right. Okay, that's the key for me then.
Yeah.
That's what I've been saying. So, but then they say the bearing of Anne from Robert. So bearing of Anne from Robert. So we starting at Robert, and we go into Anne. So we want this. And so what we need to figure out, and we know what this one is automatically. This one is 100. No, that's not 100 because it's 100 and this should be 80, right? Because they should add up to 180, right? And then this one right here, let's call that A. We use cosine rule to find what A is. And then once we have A and 80, we subtract it from 360 to give us what we call this M, the bearing M is. I don't remember when we did this. Or I want me to do it again.
Do it again, please.
Do it again.
Yes, sir. I agree.
No problemo. Okay, so let's do it again. Alright, so let's do it step by step. So the idea here is that we want to show that the distance of Robert from Anne is 124 meters. Now the thing is, they tell us what it is. So they tell us that this distance right here, this distance from of Anne from Robert, right? This missing one. They tell us that it is 124. That's what they tell us, right? Now they're saying, hey, it's 124, correct to the nearest meter. But prove it. Prove that it's 124, right? Show that it's 124, all right? And like I say, for these type of questions, automatically cosine rule, no doubt, use cosine rule. But which cosine rule we gonna use? Well, we're gonna use the one that's for the missing side. And so we have a squared. It's gonna be equal to.
How do you tell you're looking for a side again, just to refresh my memory?
This is a side. They say it. They say it, right? They say show the distance of Robert from Anne is 124 meters. So you know this is a side. This is an angle, right? Is that the question you're asking, or you mean which formula?
No, I think you somewhat answered it.
Okay. Yeah, they tell us this is 124 meters. So obviously, and they say show that the distance, right? So obviously distance is not angle, right? So show that the distance of Robert from Anne is 124 meters. So a squared equals to b squared plus c squared minus 2bc cosine of what? Of a. Okay. All right. So there's several things we need to realize there. The first is that we need capital A, we need small c, and we need small b. All right. And so, what is capital A?
The missing side.
The missing side?
No, the one opposite it, right? 100?
Yeah, the angle that is opposite.
100, right?
It's not 100. It's this one. Not 100. That one.
So 80.
80, very good. So because 180, because angles at a point add up to 180 degrees. So these two together must give us 180. So this one inside the triangle, please don't make a mistake of using the one outside. The one inside the triangle. All right? Because remember, this cosine rule applies to a triangle, all right? Not to the ones outside, not to the exterior angles. Okay? Okay, so capital A is 80. That must be 80. All right? And small a, what is that?
The missing angle?
The missing side. Not the missing angle.
Yes, side. Sorry.
All right, then B is what?
60?
B could be 60 or 120. It doesn't matter, right? I'm gonna use 120 instead. I just like B being the bigger one. And then so this 120. And then what is C?
60.
60. Remember, it doesn't matter what B or C is. They could alternate, it doesn't matter. But A, capital A must be the angle that corresponds to the missing side. Must be. Alright? There's no change in that. And A, small a, must be the side that is missing. Alright? So better than mine. So A squared is going to be equal to, what is B squared? That's what? 120.
120 squared.
120 squared, yeah.
Is it important to close the brackets when you're squaring them?
Yes, ma'am. 120 squared plus
Alright.
B squared, which is what? 60 squared minus 2. B is what? 120. C is 60 cosine of what?
A, which is 80.
80. Very good. Cosine of 80. And so A squared equals to e squared equals to 120 squared plus 60 squared. Right, so add and do on the calculator. Now let me just use Desmos calculator because I don't want symbol funny odds man. Let's get 120 squared plus 60 squared.
Mr. Do you have a touchscreen laptop?
No,
So you using most and drawing them stuff and writing?
yeah. So 18,000. It's gonna be 18,000 minus 2 times 120 times 60. I can't believe in this recording I got a baby screaming in the background. Wow. On live YouTube. Oh my goodness. 2 times 120 times what? 60. 14,400. Y'all with me with the calculations?
Yes.
Believe so.
And 14,000.
You multiply 60 by 60.
Yeah, multiply 2, 160, and 60, so we get 14,400 cosine of 80. You could put the cosine 80 in brackets. And so a squared is going to be equal to now we have to pay very close attention because this calculator is actually in radian mode. And the reason why I know is because if I do sine of 90, I get 1. So it's in degrees already. Okay, good. But if it is in radians and I do sine of 90, I'll get some foolishness like 89.89. So sine of 90 should always give you 1 if your calculator is in degrees. So make sure your calculator is in degrees before you do these things. So you could check sine of 90 is 1. It should be 1. If it's not 1, please make sure it's 1. On the day before your exam, or before your exam, make sure you get it in in degrees. If you forget how to do it in radians, make sure to do it before you get into the exam. And then you just call me and ask me how to put it before the day before the exam, not in the exam or during the exam. Do they even ask you? Do they even allow y'all to use the restroom in the exam? You're allowed to use the restroom?
I never see no one try.
Yeah, I never really did. I think they don't allow you to because if it depends. I think it depends on the exam.
Why? Because that'll be good. All they need to do, let me pause this recording.
Oh,
Alright, so
Yeah.
yeah, so please make sure that you are academically honest and make sure that you do things in the right way all the time.
for sure.
Yes, definitely. Alright, so
How to get on the right mode?
depends on what calculator you have.
Like Casio.
What you in? You're not in degrees?
No, it's a cosine 90.
No, sine of 90. Sine of 90 should be
Sine.
sine. Cos of 90 is 0 for real.
All right, I must be put it in wrong because I keep getting this wrong calculation.
What you get now? So when we do this, it's going to be 15,568, 9255.
Mr. Petit, do you recommend if I go and get
I getting 3,600.
calculator? Like I want to get a new one on Saturday for Monday. I want to get an Oxford. Yeah.
What one you have now currently?
This is the Texas Instrument. I want to get a new one though, because this one been here long. So I don't know.
You get a new one now. And bring out
I visit this one might give up on me on the exam.
Bring out two. I'd say bring out two.
Yeah, I scared of that because my math and calculator is my best.
Use something that you're familiar with because you don't want to use something you're not familiar with. That's clear.
True.
Sweetie, this calculator can do calculus too.
Couple minutes.
Say it again. Yeah, sure, Mr.
I say my calculator could do calculus too.
Yeah, them Casios are really nice. Where you got that from?
I buy it on Amazon.
Oh, it came finally.
Yeah, they say this the best one for the GCSE. So
Yeah, it's nice. Really good on calculator. So I'm surprised that it even come because the shipping companies these days take forever.
I put it on priority mail.
Sometimes they still take forever. So we get 15,000 568,925.
Mr. Petit, aren't we supposed to square root it?
Now we're gonna square root both sides. Very good, Mr. One. So A, we're gonna take the square root of both sides. There we go. So this cancels with that. We left with A being equal to the square root of 15,568.92251. The square root of that is what? 124.77. Why that sound wrong? What y'all get? Open. Paper.
Petit, how you do the last part?
Making sure you know.
The part before this last part.
Okay, so we're supposed to get close of 80. Oh, it's supposed to be 14,400. Okay. And supposed to give us 15,499. I figured something was wrong, so we didn't put the 400 with them. That's it down. This is the correct answer. So what I did, Mr. Bethel, I did 18,000 minus 14,400, close of 80.
I mean, how do you get to 14,400?
Oh, remember what we did have? We had to multiply 2 times 120 times 60.
So you put that in a calculator? Just like that?
Yeah, 2 times 120 times 160 times 60. Where were you when we did this? We literally did that like a few seconds ago.
Oh, I keep squaring it. That's why I get wrong.
So 15,000 499.46624. Now we're gonna square root that. So square root this answer. Let me get 124.49. So this is what we get. So let me show you the incompletion. So what we did, let me go back to our PowerPoint so you can see. This is not right. It's supposed to be this. Go.
So you put that 1800 from 1440 cosine 80?
Yeah,
You put that in the calculator just like that?
just like that, yeah. And so that gives us 124. We do the square root. 124 point what? One two four point what?
About
124 point what? Are y'all there?
I just come back.
4985.
685. So we're gonna put the whole thing. We got it in the calculator as well. So I'm not gonna round until my final answer. Alright.
Yeah, you final answer.
Sound like you out of breath, sis.
Yeah.
Going outside, catch a little play.
No,
She go and climb that mango tree, man.
I had to run some.
Alright, so A is gonna, when we round it, is 124. Round it to the nearest whole number. So it's gonna be 124. The reason why it's 124 because if you look at this number at the back right there, 4, this is lower than 5. And so, you know, when it's lower than 5, we just keep it as 124. Okay, so that's that. So 124 meters. Okay. So 124 meters is what we should have. And we know we're right. And the reason why we know we're right is because they say show that the distance is 124. See what I'm saying? Any questions on how we apply the sine rule? Please let me know if you have any questions with that.
So we only apply the square root. I mean, the sine rule on that one line there.
Sine rule? What do you mean sine rule?
Cosine rule.
Which line are you talking about?
Like the 18,000 from the
I
14,400
mean, the only time
cosine 80.
we
That's the
actually
only time you actually use the.
cosine.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only time I actually use the cosine. Yeah. I just focus on the numbers first, then get that out the way, so that I could use the cosine one time. Because then, if I use the cosine from here, I'd end up getting a decimal, and I don't want to have to write a decimal continuously. And plus, I don't want to have the round, so I just keep it.
I get a different answer when I put 120 times 60 and I put a cosine 80.
Did you put 2 in front of it?
Oh, no.
Yeah. Hopefully this is good for us. All right, moving on to the next question. If we are good with this. So next, so it's 124 characters in Harris meetup. Now the next question they ask us, they say, hey, calculate the bearing of Anne from Robert. All right, so you want the bearing of Anne from Robert. So can someone tell me how I'm gonna draw this bearing? Who am I gonna start with?
Robert.
I'm gonna start off with Robert, and then do what?
Draw your knot.
So, and then turn direct it to Anne.
Draw my north. Very good.
Do the circle thingy.
Directly to the end.
Say the circle thingy.
What it called?
So we draw a north at Robert, and then we what? Go clockwise over here. So this blue reflex angle is the bearing of Anne from Robert. Okay. Now I'm gonna call this reflex angle. I'm gonna call it M. Why I call it M? I just call it M. That's what I decide. Okay. All right. So M is this whole angle L. Right? Now we know though that that this angle right here is how much? This one.
80.
80. Why 80?
Because it should add up to 180.
Yeah, 100 and this one should add up to 180 because they are co-interior angles. These two angles and they should add up to 180. So this is 100, this would be 80. All right, and then well, let's look at this green angle.
Y'all doing the same thing over?
We doing B now.
Oh, let's leave it there.
And so what is this angle here? You know, let me
What?
what is this angle right now? This one right now. The one inside.
100?
No, 100.
Why not?
Why would it be 100?
The straight line.
If that right there is 80, wouldn't that be 100?
But I think I know you're talking about. We're looking at something like this. We have a transverse, so this is 100, then this must be 100. That's what you're thinking, right?
Not really. I'm just thinking about an angle, like at the point.
Thank you.
Angle at a point. Okay, good. So angles at a point. But we gotta continue it, right? So 80, this angle, and this.
No, I gotta step up. Sorry, my class break is over.
So this can't be 100. Because if this is 100, then what is this? What is this one? And all of them have to be equal to 180.
So it could be 50.
Well, we can't say.
So they want us to use a cosine rule again then.
They want us to use stuff. They want you to use what?
Then, I mean, just, whatever the other one called.
Cosine?
Cosine rule. Remember, every time you see bearings, using a cosine rule.
You can't use the other ones in,
Sine rule?
I mean, yeah, sine rule, sorry. The other one.
We can, but I don't want to use sine rule.
It's going to be more difficult than this
A
one.
little. And plus, I just want us to keep in habit using cosine rule. Just to make our lives simple, right? Once we know bearings, cosine rule, okay, we good. You know, there's no need to use sine rule. Right? All right, so let's call this A, right? Let's call that A, capital A. All right, and for obvious reasons, because, well, you know, it is the missing angle, so we can call it A. Now let me ask a question. Why is it important to find A? Because remember, we really want to find the bearing. So why we even need A? And we just want to find M. Like why we
So,
need
so when you add 80 and A, you could easily get the thingy.
Add 80.
help me out? Speak.
When you when
Say
you
why we need 8.
Yeah,
you could
why need
We
A?
need 8 to
We
add
need
to
8,
80.
so to subtract it from 360 to get M.
M.
Very good. We need A to subtract it. To subtract A from 360 or to subtract what?
80 plus 8.
80 and A from 360.
Very good to get M. Do we understand that?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so we need to find 8.
But we need to find it. Very good. So we're gonna use cosine rule. The one that we're gonna use is the one that is that said this one. Okay, so this one is what we're gonna use. The one that says b squared plus c squared minus a squared is 2bc. Right, we're gonna use that.
We're looking for an angle, right?
We're looking for angle A right now to start. Alright.
Okay, so the first one we was looking for, okay, that formula is for side, right?
Yeah, the first one was side. Yeah. This one
Okay,
is for angle.
side.
Now, well, for this one, remember that we are looking for this particular angle at A, right? And we have to use cosine rule. We know that this is A. This is capital A, so let's get our stuff together. If this is capital A is the unknown, right? We don't know what that is. That's the unknown one. Small a is gonna be what?
80.
Small a
120.
is a side or an angle?
60.
The side opposite
Side opposite what?
the
60.
unknown angle.
Very good. The side opposite the unknown angle, which is 60. And A must be 60. Right? You can't change that. A must be 60 because it must correspond to the angle of the 360. Now we could play with the other ones. We can call B 120. So B is, what did I do? I called B 124.
Yeah, you call it 124.
I called it 124. So so we can call B 124 and C 120. So B equals to 124. C is equal to 120. All right. Good. And so now we can apply the cosine rule. So cos of A equals to, remember that this right here is B squared, right? Which corresponds to that. This one is C squared, and this one is A squared, right? Divided by 2B times C. And so let's do the numerator first. Let's do this one first. So that's 124 squared plus 120 squared minus 60 squared. So that's what? 124 squared plus what? 120 squared minus 60 squared. So you got 26176. Right? 26176. 26176. And that's exactly what we got here. We got 26176. That's what we got here. And the bottom is 2 times 124 times 120. So that's going to be 2 times 124 times 120.
Well, I got 28.
2 times 124 times 120. That's what? 29760. 29760. And so there we have it, 29760. And so once we have that, this is 26176, 29760. Then we do what? We take the cosine inverse of both sides. Okay. Why do we take the cosine inverse of both sides?
Because we want A by itself.
You want to get rid of the cosine?
Yeah, we're going to get rid of the cosine. So this cancel with that, leaving us with just A. So A equals to cosine inverse of this number. And cosine inverse of this is 28 degrees. Nearest to the nearest degree now. To the nearest degree. And so this is what we get. So now that we know that A is 28, by the way, please do this in your calculator. Make sure you know how to get it yourself. Please do this in your calculator now. Make sure you know how to do it yourself.
Yeah, I got it, but it was to decimal.
Decimal, we rounded to the nearest degree. I wonder why I rounded to the nearest degree. Oh, I just didn't want to be dealing with decimals. So. And so now that we know that A is 28, so that means that this guy here is 28. Good. And we know that 80, 28, and M should give us what? 180 degrees. 80, 28, and M should give us 360 rather. 80, 28, and M should give us 360. Same thing that we did up here. 80, this is 28, now you know that. So 80, 28, and M should give us 360. So that means that M equals to 360 minus A plus 80. A is 28. 28 plus 80 is 108. So the bearing of and from Robert is 252 degrees. Any questions on this? Please let me know.
Is there a time you ever have to switch your calculator to the next mode?
No.
Okay.
Okay, right. I understand. I got it.
So they want to help. So we're not skipping.
Yes, Nancy, we're not skipping.
Bearings, right?
No.
What's up?
No, we ain't skipping it this time. No.
Just closing our eyes.
How you know, boy?
So just close enough.
What you doing for 8 o'clock?
8 o'clock. What are we doing?
We got English.
Yeah,
Sure?
that's an excellent question.
Sure?
If you want to close it out because we got exam tomorrow, if you want us to go rest our brain so we can write creatively tomorrow, then
Oh, you all have exam tomorrow?
We could do that.
Indeed.
Tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow
9
morning,
a.m. sharp, sir.
Yeah.
we have to make this quick class. All right. I wanna review y'all essays though. So y'all have essays for me. So I wanna go over them before go. So that's for those people who did their homework. I only got 2 so far. We're gonna review.
Did I message you? You won't even answer me.
I didn't check your phone.
Mr. Petit, it's language tonight, right?
Yes, ma'am. Language tonight.
We still doing that essay from last class or next one?
No. Remember that essay?
You doing Kennedy on it?
Yeah, let's do Kennedy on. Kennedy, you don't mind, right?
Hold on.
Ms. Rafferty, I never got your essay rewritten. I never got that.
No, sir. No, Nancy, tear up that the other essay. No, I don't want to virtue.
I did not tear up
No.
nobody essay. Why don't you add stuff to exaggerate it? I ain't tear nobody essay.
Hey, but guess what essay we have to review today.
Nancy,
We're gonna review someone. I ain't tell you who it is.
But no, she's trying to say, Mr. Petit, last class, did I test anyone's essay up or it was test
She was
feed?
given responsible critiques.
It was the honest truth.
brutal.
It was a harsh news.
No, all that was brutal. All that was especially.
I was laughing. I was being serious.
Nah, Mr. Petit, I ain't say one bad thing. I just was listening.
You was laughing right there.
Brutal. Cooper was like.
Only thing I say I don't like is the what it called, the R's and the S. That's it.
Yeah. It was brutal.
Nancy was what?
Well, if anyone was brutal, I was brutal. And so.
No, Nancy roast that.
No, I did not roast no one paper. I don't do stuff like that. I tell honest truth. If you can't take the truth, this is the wrong place to be.
Say it again.
The earth? No. You supposed to be on earth because some people can tell the truth.
Exactly. Say it again. Well, Nancy, guess who essay we have to review today?
Who essay?
I wonder who. I haven't seen the name though.
Must be Cooper, I guess.
Not Cooper. I can't review Cooper essay in class.
I can be nice. Okay. I ain't saying I can be nice. I can be honest. Because I once when my essay come, I want someone to be honest with me. I want someone to tell me that okay, this spelled right, and I know fully
Nancy,
well.
your essay should be good because you'll be listening in class or whatever, so it should be good.
That's what they all say.
I hope it is. All right.
I hope so too.
She said she got rules, so she better.
I'm gonna do 2 essays.
Applying them is a different story, please. Applying Cooper is a different story.
Okay, so let's begin. Here's the essay. Ah, boy. I want y'all to be honest and brutal with this one, especially this one.
Okay, so there's Nancy on.
I don't know, maybe.
Yeah, it looks like Nancy handwritten.
All right, so.
It could be my handwriting. It really could be.
I don't see anyone know that.
Whoever that is, they have good handwriting.
Because we could see your laptop.
I didn't know that's a laptop.
I just know, bro.
I know that's her.
How you know?
That's what he like. We just know that's Nancy. Like,
How clean that is. That almost new.
I bet she cleaned it every 2 weeks.
You all need to
All right, let's listen to this. I can't wait to read this because after all, Nancy.
This looks interesting, I guess.
Oh, so this is Nancy's on. All right.
I don't know.
Oh my
God. Okay.
Really?
I prepared.
Oh, okay. Okay. Y'all can feel free to slay me. Just go ahead. Slay me. Go ahead.
But there's some good handwriting, not gonna lie.
All right, we can start off with the good.
Real.
Let's read it first.
Please just tell me directly look bad. Don't
insult you.
It look good.
All right. Let's see. So youths aren't completely incompetent, as some might think. Okay? In fact, they are quite intelligent. It cannot be denied that some teenagers are immature, impulsive, and rebellious, but are capable of
Hold
breaking.
on, Mr. Petit. What's the question? Or are you reading it now?
I'm just gonna read it and see if I could gather the question from it.
Okay.
Yeah. In fact, they are quite intelligent. It cannot be denied that some teenagers are immature, impulsive, and rebellious, but are capable of breaking the law. We live in a society where crimes are not committed only by adults, but also by juveniles. If young adults can commit such heinous crimes, who knows what else they are capable of? It is imperative that adolescents be held accountable for their actions, since it was their decisions that placed them in this difficult situation. In my opinion, I believe that juveniles should be tried as adults because they are aware and mature enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent, reduce the rate of repeated offenses, and understand that penalties comes with criminal behavior. So, what are your thoughts?
Lady.
Oh Lord.
What are your thoughts?
Let's hear what people have to say.
I was
Clap that up. We can give
Mr. Vicky, the problem was I have to read it again because when you start talking, I wasn't ready yet because I was talking.
Ready yet? You said ready.
Yeah, I had the thing muted, so I only had when so I can read it again.
Read it again. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, let me read it again then. Youths aren't completely
Ain't no way.
I can read it again. Youths aren't completely incompetent as some people might think. In fact, they are quite intelligent. It cannot be denied that some teenagers are immature, impulsive, and rebellious, but are capable of breaking the law. We live in a society where crimes are not committed only by adults but also by juveniles. If young adults can commit such heinous crimes, who knows what else they are capable of? It is imperative that adolescents be held accountable for their actions, since it was their decisions that placed them in this difficult situation. In my opinion, I believe juveniles should be tried as adults because they are aware and mature enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent, reduce the risk of repeated offenses, and understand that penalties comes with criminal behavior.
I could clap that up.
Yeah. Yeah. I want to hear from you all.
I could give that a clap.
There's a narrative.
This is the.
It was good.
It was good.
Yeah.
That deserves 3 claps.
It was good. Wait.
Get him, Kennedy.
There's a narrative or
That's a good
expository.
This is good.
Expository. What are your thoughts? Let's start with the good.
If this person would have written
I like-
Bgcse, it was
Okay. What you like?
The hold on.
I can see where she
I like-
started her points from, in my opinion. She
Ah,
says
I like.
that's where I really started reading for true.
For true. Okay. So right here, in my opinion, I believe that juveniles should be tried as adults. Because they are.
We doing good or bad?
We're doing good. So I would say, for good, I can be honest with you. The best part of this introduction, it's very clear. Like you can't mistake it, and it's concise, and our logos is good. I really like the logos. It's really so we could say a clear, very clear thesis for sure. Thesis is clear. She have everything that you need for a thesis. I like how she started. I like how she said, in my opinion. That's a good way to start a thesis. In my opinion. I believe. I mean, that's redundant though, in my opinion. I believe, but I guess she's trying to say, hey, um, there could be two sides of this, but this is what I believe. So that's fine. In my opinion, I believe juveniles should be tried as adults because they are aware and mature enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent. That's a true. It's a full, but it makes sense. Reduce the rate of repeated offenses and understand the penalties that comes with criminal behavior. Yeah, that's good. Very clear thesis. Has 3 points. I think she could go far with this. Um, she did a very good job in this introduction. I ain't gonna lie. I'd like to see how the essay turns out, but as for the introduction, it's very good. I really like it. Um,
It grasped my attention.
yeah, I like the beginning. Youths aren't completely incompetent as some people might think. I like that. Um, that I like that claim. It like it stands out. Like, okay, where you going with this? And so it was
I like the introduction. I
yeah,
don't know about the rest of the story, but
I
yeah.
know the rest. Very good beginning.
Man, that would have been so good too, man.
um, mm,
Nancy, how you feeling so far?
we ain't even get to the bad yet. We ain't get to the bad yet. We ain't reached there yet.
Done starting off good, man.
We start up good. I like it though. I ain't gonna lie. Genuinely speaking, I like it. It has everything that I asked
Yeah.
for. Everything I asked for. It has a good beginning. She start off from broad to specific. So she start off talking about how some people think that youth are incompetent, and in fact that they are actually intelligent. And she makes a case, and then she said, I like how she just narrows down um to her main point. She doesn't stray from the topic. Like she stick. That's very good. Like we'd say it's very coherent. Like she doesn't um stray away from the topic at all. Everything just lines up and matches. It doesn't a waste of words. So I like that. Um, Goes from broad to specific. Um, it what do you say about the words that she used? Right? Incompetent, intelligent, impulsive, immature.
That's why I say I like.
Say it again.
That's why I say I like the word she used.
Yeah, yeah. They are very well chosen. Heinous, right? You could tell that she was, you know, looking through that Doris boy. She ain't let that Doris take a break. But very good. Intelligent.
She had plenty tabs opening.
Plenty tabs open. uh, Juveniles. I like the word she used. Juveniles. Um, did she use that before? Like you notice that she used different words. She didn't say, "I love that." My goodness, Nancy. She used youths. Then she used here juveniles. Then she used here adolescents. I like that. Like she didn't use the same word. She could have said youths again, and then she could have said youths again, but she switched it. And so I like that. And then here she used teenagers. I like that. That's good. Very
You
good.
allowed to do that?
Yeah, you're allowed to do it. You should do it. You can't keep on using the
Like
same.
bending the question.
Once it's the same thing, right? Like if they say youths, um, like you could use it's synonym, right?
So if she'd have put individuals, would that be out then?
Yeah, you can't use individual to be specific to it. I like that. That's very good. So the grammar, not the vocabulary, is um not mediocre. I like that. I would say she used different synonyms for different things. Um, I like that she goes from broad to specific. I like that it's not long. It's not long at all. It's the right amount size. There's not a run on. She has a good. Oh man, this is good. She ends with the thesis. That's good. And I like it. I really do. Everything that we need for introduction is there. She did a very good job with this. Very good job, Nancy. Can we see ethos? Let's start off with ethos first. Can we see ethos? Ethos would be like where she tried to establish credibility. Do we see ethos? Where the writer start, where the writer try. Do we see logos? And do we see pathos?
I mean, we see logos in the thesis.
Yeah, we see logos in the thesis. Strong, right? The points that she said juveniles should be tried as adults because they are aware and mature enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent. So she's saying, okay, if you're smart enough to make to do the crimes, you should be smart enough to take the consequences, right? Like that. Premeditated, I like that. Premeditated intent. Very good, Nancy. And why she keep on saying change that English? I don't understand. Very good. Reduce the rate of repeated offenses. This is good writing. I like it. Very good writing. Well, if you could do this in the exam, you're good to go. You're good to go. Okay, so she said they are aware enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent, to reduce the risk of repeat offense, and to understand that penalties comes with criminal behavior. Yeah, good logos, strong, compelling. It makes sense. Ethos, she established her credibility by actually, you know, making everything organized and succinct and concise and, you know, put well thought up. So I'd say that. Pathos here is strong too. Like you could hear it in her voice. The pathos here is strong because she said, anyone can see where she used the pathos.
But that's the persuasive.
Pathos is like appeal to emotion.
Heinous crimes.
Heinous crimes, I like that. Yeah, very descriptive. Heinous crimes. Anyone else? I like it here. She said, it cannot be denied. And she said it is imperative. Right? So what is she trying to develop? A sense of what? It cannot be denied. And it is imperative. Like what is she trying to develop here? A sense of what?
Persuasiveness.
A sense of certainty, right? He said, like, this is a strong statement. It cannot be denied, right? And it is imperative. Like, that is strong. Like, she seemed very passionate about her stance. You understand? And so,
Yeah.
yeah, that's like, you just say something cannot be denied. That's strong language, right? Very strong.
It's undeniable.
It's undeniable. Where she say that? She said that where?
No, I just say something
Oh,
like
yeah,
that.
like that's strong language, right? Okay, final thoughts, final good thoughts, please. Anyone? Final good thoughts. Generally speaking about it, what you like about it.
It's very organized.
Very organized. Anyone else? Final good thoughts.
The writer confident.
Right, confident, yeah. Mr. Warren, Alicia, Cooper, Ironhand, yeah.
I like the words she used.
I like the words she used.
Right.
Yeah.
She had good reasons.
Good reasons, yeah. I like the fact that she stuck to the point. You know what we haven't done? We haven't even read the question. Wait, let's read the question.
Because someone asks what the question is, and you say we gotta read this to see something.
I think okay. Let's read the question. See if she stated the topic. But
I think it should
it
should
should be. It should answer this question.
juveniles be tried as adults
Yeah, I
with
think that's
certain crimes or something like that.
yeah. So let's see. Nancy, what paper that was?
I think 2013.
2013.
I wrote the wait, did I write the question down? I think I wrote it down. I think you have a picture of it too. I'm not sure.
It's really that I would have sent what I did, right? I didn't finish it, but I had to start.
I just want the introduction.
Yeah, but I ain't got no phone to send it, and ain't no one here to borrow their phone.
What do you mean because of pictures?
Yeah, my phone can't take clear pictures.
Why don't you just type it?
Yes, I could do that.
But you're lazy.
I think I could find it. Hold on.
I put another now. You say 2013.
But at the same time, I really want to send it because I think I kind of take a risk.
Okay.
And I think it's wrong. That's why I asked you that question. Like, if you could stray from the topic a little bit.
No. Adolescents who commit.
You don't even hear how though.
You're right. I didn't know how. You're right. You're right. But it is a wing. Adolescents who commit serious crimes should be tried as adults. Very good.
Mr. Petit.
Good. If this is the topic, she did a very good job. She stuck to the topic.
Yes, Mr. Petit.
So one moment. So she has a good sense of at least she answers the question directly. And that's what I wasn't getting in these past few essays. Like y'all wasn't answering the question directly. And the thing that she answered the question directly in a good way. She answered directly and with good reasons and with a good sense of body. I like it.
What do you count us directly?
Directly, I believe juveniles should be tried as adults because.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? That's direct. You can't get more direct than that. And she didn't. But then only thing I would hit her for is that it says who commits serious crimes. So she should have kept that she should have kept that in her thesis. So if I had to add a word there, I would say, because it didn't just say who commit crimes, it said who commits serious crimes.
So that's the word she missing out.
That's the word she missing out, yeah. Juveniles should be tried as adults. Juveniles who commit serious crimes. Very important. Nancy, don't forget that. That's very big right there, what you missed. Juveniles who commit serious crimes should be tried as adults. Not in general. Alright? Not in general, because that's how you made it sound. I mean, she did hint to it here, where she said, if young adults can commit such heinous crimes, who knows today? Okay, but I wanted to see that in the thesis. You hear me, Nancy?
Yeah, I'm listening.
So include that, please. That's a very important difference. All right. That's the difference between the A and the B there. So make sure I keep that. All right. Very good. Next up is our next writer.
Huh?
Yeah.
You didn't slide, Mr. Petit. You know into doing that to me.
Bad. Oh yes, bad. I forget about the bad.
To be honest, I don't have the only bad I really have is that, like how you say, she missed the serious. I ain't got no bad.
Oh, that's a serious one.
Contractions.
Bad. Does she have contractions? That's the contraction. Aren't. She
The beginning.
Oh Lord.
Ooh. Yeah, be careful. Youths are not. Be careful. So that's one. Contractions. Um, I didn't like this. I didn't like how you. I didn't like this sentence like that. The same one. Which one? This one. Yeah, I didn't like how you finished it. I ain't gonna lie. Because okay, let's read it. It says it cannot be denied that some teenagers are immature, impulsive, and rebellious, but are capable of breaking the law. I understand why the but. Like, why would you say but? Because if they're immature, impulsive, and rebellious, like, shouldn't it follow that they are capable of breaking the law? You know what I mean?
So she should have put are not capable.
Yeah, I don't understand why she put, like, where's the contrast? You understand?
Oh.
Nancy, you see what I'm saying?
Not really.
Okay, you say it cannot be
Because when I
denied
was thinking about it,
that some teenagers are
I'm saying,
immature, impulsive, and rebellious, but are capable of breaking the law. Why the but?
because immature and impulsive, like you don't expect kids to be able to break the law with that kind of mindset. And I mean,
What?
immature.
If someone
You
is
don't
immature
expect
and impulsive and
them.
rebellious, you don't expect them to break the law?
Where did you live?
Not him. Well,
What?
I don't fully agree. Okay, as in like immature,
If they're immature,
impulsive.
impulsive, and
They
rebellious,
emotional.
of course they can break the law. Like that follows. Like that's button that.
I wasn't thinking like that. I was doing this. I
Maybe
wasn't
the way
thinking
she
like
see
that.
it.
To be
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like the
But that
immaturity,
happened with confused how she explained it, really.
the immaturity could pass, but not the impulsive and rebellious. All right. I don't think you even needed the sentence. You didn't need that. You just should have said, um, you are coming. We live in a society where crimes are not only committed by adults but also by juveniles. I mean, I think you could have done better with that sentence, and you didn't have to entirely take it out. Like you trying to say that they are not as naive as we think they are, right? And so you're saying that hey, they actually could commit crimes. Um, I think you hit at that at the beginning. Youths aren't completely incompetent as we think. In fact, they are quite intelligent. And I think you could have piggyback on this intelligent. Um, yeah, you should have said something about intelligence. Like, okay, why you say intelligent? You mean intelligent enough to commit crimes? In fact, they are quite intelligent. It cannot be denied that some teenagers are immature, impulsive, and rebellious, but are capable of breaking the law. This, no, this sentence needs fixing. Like, because there's no contrast here, but are capable of breaking crimes. Like, if they're immature, impulsive, and rebellious, of course they're gonna commit crimes. But you are trying to say that they are not incompetent. In fact, they are so intelligent that they are able to commit crimes because they're crafty like so. And so I think you should have continued like that, and then it would have naturally followed that we live in a society where crimes are not only committed by adults but also by juveniles. And I think that would have been better. So this same sentence fixed that. That's the only part that I would say really bothered me. But other than that, everything is good. We live in a society where crimes are not only committed by adults but also by juveniles. Perfect. If young adults can commit such heinous crimes, who knows what else they are capable of? Perfect. It is imperative that adolescents be held accountable for their actions since it was their decision that placed them in this difficult situation. Perfect. I love that. All those are good. Like, very good. Because you leading up to your thesis. Very good stuff. Then you say, in my opinion, I believe that juveniles should, there again, you should have put serious crimes. Should be juveniles who commit serious crimes should be tried as adults because they are aware and mature enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent. Perfect. I didn't like how you just put comma reduce the rate of repeated offenses. Because if we were to read it like this, right? Because if we were to move the first sentence, it would read, in my opinion, I believe that juveniles should be tried as adults because reduce the rate of repeated offenses. Like that wouldn't follow.
I was trying my hardest to make it like I was trying to make it sound on its own because when I first did it, I did it individually. But my problem is that the sentence was too long. I felt like it was a run on, so I had to cut. I just was cutting down words because I don't want it to be like a run on sentence because I noticed that theses tends to be really long and then you get points off for long, the long things. So I just was trying to cut off and get to the point.
Well, you have to fix how it reads, though. I understand what you're saying. Okay, let's see if we can fix it. I believe that juveniles should be tried as adults because they maybe you say I believe that juveniles should be tried as adults because it can help to reduce the rate of repeat offenses, help them to understand the penalties that comes with criminal behavior, and because they are aware and mature enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent. Maybe you could do it like that. But it have to read well, right? It has to read properly. So you have to include the it and the they. So, in my opinion, I believe that juveniles should be tried as adults because it can help to reduce the rate of their repeated offenses, right? It can, as I said, it can, speaking about them being tried, because it can help them to understand the penalties that comes with criminal behavior, and because it can, or not, you can't say it can, and because they are mature and aware enough to commit premeditated. They are mature and aware enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent. Or if you want to keep it in this order, you can say because they are aware and mature enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent, comma,
Hello?
well, the only way you could do it is put a period and continue, because otherwise it'll be too long. So you could say, in my opinion, I believe that juveniles should be tried as adults because they are aware and mature enough to commit crimes with premeditated intent, period, right? Then you can say from there, also, trying them as adults in criminal courts can help to reduce the rate of repeated offenses and help them understand the penalties that come with criminal behavior. You saw what I did just now, Nancy?
Yeah, you did two sentences.
Two sentences, yeah.
You could do that for thesis?
You could do that for thesis, yeah.
Okay.
You don't have to be one. Once the 3 points are there, all right? Because this is a long first point and it stands on its own, all right? So you could put a period there and say, also, trying them as adults for serious offenses in criminal courts can reduce the rate of repeated offenses and help them understand the penalties that come with criminal behavior. That would have been more grammatically correct. Okay, just split it into two.
All right. I just nervous that I don't know if they're gonna have something persuasive like this tomorrow, whereas I could get carried away.
They will have something. They always have.
Because I know this is my strongest point. I could persuade and command something. I don't know if they'll have, because if it's something I don't understand, I fear that I'll have to pick expository. And I'm not good with explaining.
Expository and persuasive is just about the same thing.
In my eyes, I practiced it with competitions. It didn't turn out well, so I didn't send that one to you. I was like, ugh, this is awful. So I tried out two to see which one I would go for.
How long does she take to write this? Nancy, how long it took you to write this?
To be honest, it took me an hour without planning. Like that's proofreading.
Wow.
An hour without planning?
To make yeah, so it's still kind of bad because you only have an hour and 10 minutes.
It took an hour to write this?
Yeah, without planning. That doesn't include planning. Planning took me about, to be honest with you, like about 25 minutes because I was like back and forth, like, okay, as I write, new things come to mind. So I'll be like, switch it up. Okay, no, I don't want to go with this. I'll go with this. And, planning it.
Yeah, planning is important though.
Yeah, because you can't just sit in the exam and just write anything and then you yourself.
But Timothy, I just had another argument, right? Me and my teacher's going out, talking about the same thing. She's saying do the plan first, right? But when I write, like if I do my plan, then I start writing, I just come up with different ideas. And she still wants to do the plan first. So I put one thing on the plan, then I go and do my essay. And now
the plan first.
Customize it.
No, you have to get the plan sort of
I
first.
come up with different ideas.
What if you take like 20 minutes on the plan?
No, that's why you restrict yourself.
See, you have different ideas. You can't just automatically write.
At most 15 minutes, right? If nothing happens in that 15 minutes, buddy, move on. Quickly write your essay. Like, that's just right.
Yeah, because it don't make any sense you going back to the plan and then you have to do the writing all over again.
So, I'd say at max, right? So restrict yourself to only 10 minutes. Sorry, 15 minutes of planning. Max, right?
Sometimes too, for me, it depends on the topic. Like because it was easy because I've been in a situation where I tried as like adult. I'm like, you know what I mean? So I could relate quicker. Things would come to mind quicker for me. Like if it's something about persuading people why we should follow the Bohemian history, I'll take me up. Planning will be difficult because as far as I'm concerned, it's all about what it depends on the topic. For me, that's why I'm nervous about it because what the topic is something I don't know. Then I got a plan for it. Yeah, it isn't good.
That's why the only way you could help with that is you have to be aware, right? That's why you read, become exposed and stuff like that, so you could be able to speak to certain issues, easily, right? Okay, but very okay. So how are we gonna grade it? What's it gonna be out of 10?
10.
I give her a C.
I give that
I give her a C. I give her
Give me a number.
A 3 out of 5.
I want
a 9.5.
10. 10.
3 out of 5. Let's be honest with her.
7. No,
9.5.
8.5.
Out of 10.
6 out of
8.
5.
8. I give that an 8.
Give it 8.
Yeah.
6. Mr. T, give me the real grade, please.
8.5.
8.5.
No, it's a 6 out of.
You give a 9.5.
9.5.
No, 6.
Maybe a 10.
Give it an 8.
7.
10.
7.
The other 2 is for the contract.
Yeah, give it an 8.
Sentence, so I give you an 8.
10. 7.
8.
7. Because I know my own errors, though. Y'all missing the fact that just because don't let the vocabulary fool you. Don't let the things fool you. I'm missing big mistakes. This right here, what you haven't read. But
8.
my thesis is a part of my thesis. You gotta take all this into consideration when you go into the exam.
The way I really bothered is this.
Yeah, you missing
Oh
the
no,
big.
seven.
Yeah, you missing the big parts because this is what they're going to take in consideration in the examinations. You got to be real with yourself.
Okay, 7 then.
6.
What? How going from 7? Oh my God.
I know, you see, but I got to be with me. Yes, ma'am. Sorry. Anyway, this I get points off for that. I get points off
7.
for my thesis, and then
it's not as low as 7 now.
6.
So what it is, Mr. Petit? Let's hear you.
Me? Honestly, I'd give it an 8.
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll give it because I'll give it an 8 out of 10 because everything is here, and even though you didn't say the word serious, you kind of alluded to it here with such heinous crimes, so we kind of know what framework you're working under.
I have a question.
You made mistakes that I expected you to make. When I say that, I mean of course I'm expecting a perfect essay, right? So
that was close to perfect.
So you made mistakes that you should have made, like you were going a robot, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I'd give it an 8. Yeah, very good essay, very good introduction. Now, I don't know how you delivered it, but certainly a good introduction. All right, I want to go to someone else.
I think I followed the my
good job.
My bodies was stronger.
What kind of hook she use?
What? Hook?
Yeah.
She just stated an interesting
Fuck.
Yeah, an interesting fact. And notice she used the exclamation mark. Yeah, so she is just trying to make that stand out there. Very good. Very good beginning. It just stands out. Youths aren't completely incompetent as some people think. Like she's
She give the reader something about.
startling them. Like, you might think it's this, but it's actually this. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so the next run up, I hope they don't mind me using the essay. It's only 2 of them anyway, so.
It wasn't so bad if she paid English that much.
Yeah, Nancy is her greatest critic. That's the problem.
What?
She is her greatest critic.
Oh.
Not cricket. All right, so this person comes back with a serious comeback. They didn't like how y'all do them that night, so they say, you know what? I'm going to.
I respect that person. I know I gotta clap them on because they come back with improvement. No, but that's what matters. That's what matters.
What's the team you made from Monday?
They come back.
Monday, yeah, from Monday.
Oh, I knew it.
Yes. They come back stronger. I love it. I love the energy. They come back stronger.
Mr. T, I legit go and look for that recording.
I know you. You know it. You know it.
I go and look for that recording. I was like,
oh, that's what. All right, this person come back, man. I see numbers. I see.
Oh shoot! All right then.
I agree. I clapping them up now. They better surprise me.
All right then.
Person go out in the back.
I suck at English, but outbeat me, please.
They're like, why? They're like, what?
You there for 9 or 10 now?
They what?
11 or 10.
This person say, y'all do me in. I'm coming back.
No, we didn't do the men.
No, Nancy did me.
They even come with, y'all didn't even see the plan. They even come with plan. And I want to show y'all the plan.
All right, then.
They come yeah. If we didn't do that, they would have. They wouldn't redo it and do better. They would have just sit there and be like, okay, this is what I'm good at. No, sir.
They plan topic, sentence.
I agree.
Mr. Bettina, I hope you ain't lying to us with all of this, Like I really hope you see.
What you mean?
With the plan.
I can't wait.
What she say?
I ready.
About the plan and all of that.
No, you need your plan.
They have a plan?
That's the plan, right? You can't see it. Oh, my screen is not showing. I thought my screen was sharing.
No.
I thought
Too
you.
busy
I
talking,
thought you was
man.
getting it enough, huh?
Too
Yeah,
busy
man. We
talking.
had to see the essay and you ain't get no
I
planner.
already saw the essay. I already pull it up. Okay, let me show you. Let me pull it up. Let me pull up this
I
essay.
hope they're gonna correct the
So
maths
you
now. I hope they correct
the
odds.
essay, right? Studies have shown. Oh.
Oh shoot.
Oh,
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 Lord.
studies
Oh,
of
this is
John.
spicy.
Right,
Yes.
low self-esteem.
Light me up. Oh,
oh Lord.
Yes.
run for my
Man, I'm
money.
get my popcorn real quick, man.
Okay.
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. So, and let me show you their plan paragraph 1 topic
Oh shoot.
details.
Oh,
Lighten it up,
oh,
boy.
a plan. Oh, yes. Yes, yes.
All right. So,
They flying stronger than mine though. What?
plan what they
Mado, man.
I ain't gonna play
Come
the
on.
computer.
They come to play.
All right. So let's see. All right. So they went into their arsenals and they said, you know what? Last time
I
we
like this
read it.
person. They come back
This
stronger.
time
So they ain't scared of criticism. They
No.
come back and they say, I'm gonna make it better. I love this person. We could be friends. Hey, you could text me. Hello. Hi.
Oh shoot. So Lord.
We can be friends. No, I like people like that who ain't scared to go back and be better.
Yes, that's true. All right, so let's critique it first with the good and then with the bad. So let's read. So I'm not gonna read the question. I'm just want to see if I can understand the question from the passage, and then I'm gonna read the question. Studies have shown that teenage depression leads to suicidal thoughts more likely in females than in males. Teenage depression is a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. Depression, which usually begins between the age of 15 and 30, oftentimes it runs in the family. In fact, teenage depression may be more common among adolescents who have a family history of depression. A number of issues may lead to teenage depression, such as low self-esteem, obesity, and peer problems. And that's the introduction.
Oh Saba, they ready.
All right. Thoughts?
Compared to
Compared
the
to the last,
They come straight to the
compared to
point.
the last one, this person,
Huge improvement.
huge
I
improvement. Yeah.
you
Straight to
you
the point.
strike gold. You could come and get the gold medal
Improvement.
on this one.
Huge improvement.
They ain't forget the question.
Exactly. Let's read the question though.
Look at they are though.
A number of issues may lead to depression in teenagers. Identify, explain some of these issues that as they relate to teenage depression. Beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Beautiful. They answered the question. Woo!
Yes, and they are is like lowercase and everything.
Yeah, the
And that's the first thing I look at.
They
okay, wow.
they are, yeah. I
Wow.
feel you. I feel you.
Big clap. Big clap. Big clap.
I feel them, yes.
Big clap.
They come back for y'all.
They give me goosebumps, man.
And
They outbeat me though. I must give this person credit, man.
all right, so let's start. Let's see how they start off. They start off with studies have shown that teenage depression leads to suicidal thoughts more likely in females than in males. And so they start off with an interesting fact. That's a good thing. They start off with an interesting fact. They and their fact correlates to teenage depression. Okay. And so that's good. Teenage depression is a mood disorder. I like this. I really like this. I love this. I love that they defined what it is. Very good. I would say good. Very good. Teenage depression is a mood disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and loss of interest. Love it. This is awesome. I love this in them. Very good. Depression, which usually begins between the age of 15 and 30, oftentimes runs, we don't need it, oftentimes run in families.
Mr. T,
Yes.
that part where they say it often runs in family, like they say the same thing again, like how they say it often runs in families. Then they say teen depression become more commonly among adolescents who have family history of depression. Isn't that the same thing?
That's redundant. Yeah, that's redundant. Maybe they should just maybe they shouldn't say it run in the family. Maybe they just
Just
say,
say in fact, in
yeah, depression, which begins between the age of 15 and 30, um, may be more common among adolescents who have a family history of depression. That's better. A number of issues may lead to teenage depression, such as low self-esteem, obesity, and pair problems. Very good.
we
Okay,
love it.
I really love it compared to the first one. I really love it. What I love about this, as I always love with every essay that does this, very clear thesis. Their thesis is actually better than the one we saw earlier. It's very clear.
Yes, sir.
Very clear thesis. I like how they went from broad to specific. So what I mean by that is they started off just talking about depression, started off just talking about giving the definitions, starting off in an interesting way, whatever, and then they come to their main point. So I love that. I love how it's not long. It's not long, not run on. It's a great size for introduction, right? They started off. I know this is not the bad yet, but I didn't like how I see that they tried, right, to include an interesting fact. But interesting fact that they included, studies have shown that teenage depression leads to suicide thoughts more likely in females than in males. I don't think that's relevant. Like, we're not talking about it versus males and females. So I don't think that's a relevant fact. All right. Although we're talking about teenage depression, and although we're talking about, um, you know, it in teenagers, they shouldn't include that particular fact. Better they had start off with the definition, you know, or better they include a different fact. But this fact was not a good way to start. I didn't like that. But when they include that definition, perfect. I like how they kind of,
Can they include that the fact like the rate has been increasing? Like, can they open with that kind of fact, like how
yeah,
over
yeah.
the years?
Over the years, the rate of depression has been increasing. Yeah, that would have been a better fact. And then they define it, then that would have been better. I like the numbers. So ethos right there. They put 15 in bracket. I mean, they ain't
But
want you
can we do that?
like you can. That's normal.
Okay.
Depression, which usually begins between the age of 15 and 30, may be more common among adolescents who have a family history of depression. Perfect. How we made those tweaks? Perfect. Those two lines are perfect. So teenage depression is a mood disorder. Perfect inclusion. Depression, how it runs in the family. Perfect. And then straight to the thesis. Perfect. Love it. And the thesis is very good. I don't have to change it at all. A number of issues may lead to teenage depression, such as low self-esteem, obesity, and pair problems. Perfect. The logos is off the chains, like good logos. Um, yeah, they this is very good. Very good introduction. Um, very good. I like it. Very good. Um,
This person could teach me.
they did a very good job.
No, they could actually teach me to be better. Like,
They did a very good job. I like how
I
they
want this
it's clear
person
that
when I
they
grow up.
it's clear that they thought about it. They researched it clearly. Um, anything bad we could say um would be like they shouldn't have some of the things they included was off. Like, so we have redundancy, so some things was redundant. Spell that word wrong. Some of the things that they have was redundant. Um, that's thing. Like, and so we had to correct that. So I really didn't like how that was there. It came twice, and you didn't need that. You didn't need it. Um, awkward facts. Like not every fact you should include. I just thought that it could have been a little more creative. I just thought it was just very formulaic, but that's fine too. Um, like it wasn't the writer didn't take any risks. It just was straightforward to the point, which is fine, especially in this particular question. I don't see why that would be a problem because it's just the way how this question is framed. They have to be that way, so I don't think that's wrong. So I can't really. That's the awkward facts. Like they didn't name that. But the thesis is good. Besides this awkward fact, thing is, and the redundancy, everything else is fine. Yeah. All right, so let's grade it.
I
Definitely 8 out of 10.
Definitely at least 8 out of 10.
It's a solid 7.5.
7.5.
Question leads to suicide. That's my creator mode.
It's nice. I really like it. Really do.
Let's give it a 9.
This depression is such the age.
Yeah, I give it a 9.
I think
Solid
I
8.
forfeit.
8.
I can't give it a 9 because we had to correct a lot of things. Like this whole sentence was unnecessary.
Mine was an 8, but I said it.
We had to correct this to make it make sense. But no, it didn't have no serious errors. Like it didn't have no thesis errors or nothing. Like it answered the question directly, so that's important.
Mr. Petit, can you really age depression? I mean, as in, can you really age it though?
Joshua usually begins at the age of 15 to 30. That's a good thing, you know. Is that even? Joshua usually begins between the age of 15 and 30. Maybe more. I don't know.
I don't think so because someone who like my age.
No, I'm a slickest person. Y'all don't take it the wrong way. I just.
True. I when you thought you think, let's see.
I just trying to find reason. You know.
I wonder if they got that from online. That's why I didn't really question it. It sounded like something that Google would say.
Yeah, no, because like it's a risky topic. Depression is something personal. Usually personal stuff. You don't really you brief on it. I don't recommend to go deep into it.
Depression would usually begin between the age of 15 and 30.
Mm-hmm.
Why would that be true? That don't sound true.
Probably like he could say like the high how to word it in his case, like this person's case, like majority people who have depression are in this range. This is this age range. Than to say
like that.
It begins like.
Yeah, true.
I ain't got a language. That's just my opinion.
That's true. I would say too. Very good. I almost missed that. Very good.
7.
That's a serious one too.
They deserve.
I'll try next year. I'm ready for y'all.
I ain't ready for them neither. You see me scraping the barrel?
At least you scraping the barrel. I can't see the barrel.
I know y'all got boss, man.
All right then.
Mr. D, I can't get this.
Ricardo ain't taking the exam as well.
I ain't got no essay from you, man. Not even.
You take the exam as well?
Yeah, you take an exam as well.
So you can be there with them?
Don't worry, I nervous too. Don't mind me. Just like I know I'm scared.
How much we gonna give the person?
Either 8 or 7.
8.
Nah, 8.5. I guess.
I would give
7.
them. I would give them a 6 because.
What did they get last time?
They got
1 out of 5.
Ooh.
I give
It was a 2.
You know, you're laughing at being so serious. I'll give him because his thesis was clear. He gave me the 3. So I given him the 3 points. I given him 3 points for that, and then he gave me a reasoning. He didn't. It wasn't a good reasoning, but it was a reasoning. That's for attempting to try to give an open like a hook. He did attempting. Because the last one he didn't attempt, so this is the big improvement. He earned that 1.
Good grade.
5, 6. because he used adolescence, and like you could see that he was trying to expand his vocabulary.
Yeah.
Okay, he earned 6. Let me see if I can get him a 7. Hold on.
Yeah. Try a 7. Let's try a 7.
Big grader, big grader.
I know, teacher, don't do that. I suck at English. I don't know why I'm so good at it. I don't know. Just say my
7.
Yeah.
I'll give him 7 because overall, the piece is still formal. Well, it's very formal, and it sounds formal, and it has a formal tone. And
I give him a 7 for spelling. There's no spelling errors. There is not one.
No, the truth. Even pair problems.
There's not one.
Yeah, and the handwriting is awesome.
He earned a 7, yeah?
Yeah, that's a decent 7.
You earned that 7, boy.
Decent 7.
Who else is like Captain on?
First it was a she, now it's a boy. I don't understand.
I know who it is, but you know.
Let me be, man. This language, Mr. Petit, how could you all teach language, man? It's so complicated.
Okay, so that's how you write a good introduction.
Remember that exactly at 9
o'clock. By the way, good job, very good improvement. The person who, very good improvement. Oh my goodness, compared to last time.
Please come teach language next class, please, so that I can learn from you.
You need to teach Nancy. You get an 8.
Excuse me.
I just hope tomorrow, just a piece of advice, please don't overthink. Oh my goodness. Don't overthink. Right? I know we give a
lot. Y'all do well, man.
I know we give a lot of in this class, and with all them rules, you might be like,
I can't stop overthinking. That's why I feel this.
It ain't that. I just think I ain't got nothing to say.
No, trust me, you will have something.
I just tried.
I don't want to take.
And for your
if you see what I write, you will be like, what? Like, what is this? Like, I don't mind showing you, but I don't show the class though. I soft skin, thin skin.
Anyway, you all have a good night. All the best. Let me know how it goes. Please be there on time.
We can't the class.
On time. All right. Be there.
No.
There on time. Make sure you actually make it to the exam. All right. Make sure be early. All right. Be early. All right. Make sure you have your rider shoe sorted out.
Mr. Petit, will they deduct points if you come late? I'm sorry.
Well, you hurting yourself because they ain't giving you extra time. So
yeah, a lot of traffic is being on the road.
Yeah. So.
Better leave early.
All right.
I am so nervous.
So with this paper, this continuous writing, we only writing one thing, or we writing like what, a letter too?
I only see an essay.
Because this is the paper that determines like you get the most points off, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. But it's 9:02.
The 40 or the 45 one.
It's 9:02. I don't want to make this 9:30. So y'all have a good night and see y'all tomorrow. God's spare.
Bye. Much love. Good luck, y'all.
You can give me a feedback, right? Good night, everyone.
Yes.
Good night. Good.
By when?
Stay back.
Okay.